friends, thanks so much for tuning in with Embodied Astrology. My name is Renee. I'm a consulting astrologer and embodiment educator. And every month I offer astrologically guided readings that help connect you with your mind-body intelligence and energetic intuition. In this very special Aquarius season episode, we're going to tune in with 2025 and get some channeled messages specific to each of the 12 zodiac signs. So make sure to listen to the recording for your sun, rising, and moon signs. And if these readings speak to you, make sure to check out the extended readings for each sign in 2025. They include an additional 2+ hours of in-depth exploration for navigating this year's most important transits, retrogrades, and eclipses. Additionally, if you are an Aquarius sun, moon, or rising, or if you know how to work through the themes of each house in your chart and you know where Aquarius is for you, make sure to listen in on the Aquarius reading for an extra special edition with some important themes for Aquarius season. In 2025, that's January 19th through February 18th. If my readings resonate for you, let me know by clicking the thumbs up and tell me what lands in the comment section. Make sure to subscribe and stay updated with my monthly readings and astro-inspired movement and meditation practices. The best way to show your support and stay connected is to sign up for the Embodied Astrology newsletter, drop into a weekly or monthly Embodied Astrology class, or sign up for a monthly membership. You can find more information on everything in the show notes or at embodiedastrology.com. All right, let's get into your channeled readings for 2025. The first thing that I want to say is that Aries is a really important sign in 2025. There is a lot that is happening in Aries and coming into Aries. And your sign is, again, an energetic pattern that has to do with existence. The motto for your sign is I am. And this is a year that is really asking you to come into your incarnation. What are you here for? What are you alive for? And throughout your life, you might answer that question differently and with specifics, but also throughout your life, I'm just going to propose that there is a consistent quality or theme or inner sense of your own knowing about what you're here for. And that could feel like a philosophy or a belief. It could be really what you stand for, the kind of idea that you are in this human form. This could very much be about your values and what you want to tend and cultivate and nourish in your time here in a human body on planet Earth. This could be about your self-expression and your growth and your actualization and what you want to experience, your relationships as well. So as we begin this reading, I want to invite you to really tune in with the quality of your own essence and track back a little bit as far as you can, maybe, and remember throughout your life what you have known about yourself, essentially and quintessentially. Who are you and what are you here for? There are very important pieces of information in those qualities and energies and emotions, and maybe you have particular words or images that come up for you. In 2025, we are in what I want to think of as a bridge year. In numerology, this is a 9 year, and 9 is a bridging number. It is the last in a sequence as we move towards 10, which then brings us back to the beginning. And the number 9 has a lot of connotations when it comes to reaching a point of large understanding, being able to incorporate wisdom and maturity, being able to attune in with higher vibrations, spiritual frequencies, and creative impulses. And certainly the year 2025 is a bridge year energetically, and it feels like we are moving out of one paradigm or one world and into another paradigm. And as we move through 2025 and 2026, there are a lot of things that are shaping and reshaping societally and collectively. And that means that we are each going to be a part of that in the ways that we can be, given our particular lives and locations. So I also want to invite you to really tune in with the world right now as you're listening to this. Where are you? What lands are you on? Who lives here with you? What kinds of more than human life support and sustain your life here? What kinds of human inhabitants and communities live here now and have lived here before? And how might you invest yourself in this location, in this place, in ways that serve the benefit of this place and of this time, with the knowing that when you are contributing to what is around you, you are also contributing to yourself. So if you are in an environment that is able to give back to you, that is a good thing. And we want to really think about what can we give to our environments right now? How can we help feed and sustain and grow and create and cultivate what we want to experience in the world? Obviously, as individuals, we can't change the whole world, but each of us can affect change in our local areas and certainly within our bodies and our relationships. And so I really want to invite you to, again, think about the core essence that you know about yourself. And how can that core essence get stronger, braver, more courageous, and more supported over the course of the year of 2025? And how can you start to express or give that essence in new ways, actualize around it, and let it determine some new paths for you? Now, over the course of this year, I feel that a lot of you are shifting in some really important ways when it comes to your core identity. And this feeling for me is you getting closer to your essential nature. This is a sensation of creativity, expanding and widening. This is a sensation of you hearing your own inner wisdom and your inner teachers and the teachings that are most important to you, that help move and motivate you on your path through life. And this is also a feeling of you coming into your body and your physical form and sense of identity and personality in new and different ways. There's a feeling here that you are awakening from one dream into another, and you are feeling yourself arrive and exist in ways that perhaps you have dreamed of before. And over the course of this year, you can contribute to your dream of becoming by focusing on what is most important to you and how you want to grow and where you want to go. As you shift and change and become more of yourself, as you feel into your courage and your essential qualities, your relationships are going to change. You are in a big period of transformation when it comes to the ways that you feel yourself as part of community, collective, family. What words resonate for you when you think about the networks that you are a part of? We all rely on so many relationships and intersections of relationships in order to survive and definitely to thrive. So who and what are you connecting with? This is a period of time where you are crossing a bridge. You are moving from one life and one world where it feels to me that you were more focused in some ways on attaining or achieving what others had set out for you. Even though you had, of course, because you're an Aries, your own motivations and your own impulses and instincts, we are all living inside of big systems and stories that other people have written and contributed to and really set out formal paths inside of. I think many of you are coming out of a very significant period in your life when you were compelled and propelled by what I'm going to say is more of the past. And when I reference the past, I could be referencing ancestors or authorities, the ways that you looked up to others or held ideas of what had been established as paths of success and ambition in your chosen desires or chosen fields or, kind of life trajectories. And you really committed yourself and dedicated yourself in so many ways that involved very hard work, that involved intense commitment, dedication, and again, a lot of ambition. but something has been changing for you, especially over the last year or so. And as we come into 2025, the feeling for me is that you are leaving this life in some ways that I'm going to say was very strongly shaped by influences from the past. And you are moving into a more future-oriented kind of existence. Now, in this future orientation, there needs to be a transformative kind of experience that you're having. To leave one world and to move into another, we have to shed a lot of skins. And because 2025 is a bridge year and we are moving from one paradigm into another paradigm, and we are working to contribute to shaping change and co-creating the world around us as we transition, I'm going to say that this new paradigm that is calling you forward is one that you might imagine right now as being very dynamically relational. And I think that a lot of you are yearning for the kinds of experiences that really give you a deep and profound sense of belonging, and that open you up and expand you into the kinds of relationships and friendships that really resonate and vibrate with creativity. And this kind of creativity is the future feeling that I'm talking about. And so the sense here is that you are not looking at what has already been modeled, what has already been achieved, the ways that perhaps the previous chapters of your life had to do with really kind of looking up to certain authority models that you had in your life and trying to emulate in some ways what they might have been showing you as possibility models. Now there's the sense that you need to expand and grow within more horizontal level relationships and in dynamics with others where what is happening in terms of growth or opportunity or ambition or goals is coming through because it is emerging in the spaces of relationship. And this now is not about looking at what has already been done or looking up to other people's models, even though you can certainly continue to honor tradition and glean wisdom from the past and respect and exalt your elders. All of that is so important, but there is something shifting for you now. And I think that a lot of you need to let go of the old models that you're working with. And so in 2025, many of you are challenged to do that. There's a feeling that you are shedding these old skins of who you used to be and what you used to look up towards and how you used to labor and work towards what you felt committed with. This is an opportunity for you to work in really different ways, again, to feel yourself in a space or spaces of belonging and reciprocity and mutuality. These are opportunities for you to be involved with some kind of bigger picture phenomena. Some of you might be very interested in different kinds of activism or movement work as we come into 2025 and for the foreseeable future. Many of you are really looking for long-lasting friendships that you can really count on, that in many ways might hold relationship for you in the ways that sometimes we think more of family doing that, but now you might be thinking more of chosen family and friend networks and solidarity support networks. Over the course of 2025, there will be periods of time, particularly in the beginning of the year and the end of the year, that need you to withdraw and retreat, to keep your energy quiet and internal. There's a sense here of really needing to listen to your inner guidance and what I'm going to name as a spiritual calling. And please feel free to change that word if it doesn't resonate for you. So you might think again towards your essence. You might think about what you love the most here on earth and what you really want to be of service to. You might think about poetry and creativity. You might think simply about the fact that you are part of something much bigger than you. And in order to really be here in the ways that you want to be, you also have to be able to receive and take in and work with what this all is around you and flowing through you. There will also be periods of time in 2025 when you feel emboldened and really activated. And these periods of activation could definitely bring attraction and aversion. And you might feel like you need to fight, or there are conflicts that you need to deal with, or you want to fight for something, and it feels like you might be headed towards the front lines of some kind of engagement. And these periods may also be full of passion and eros. There might be strong feelings of vitality and aliveness and enthusiasm and excitement, where you are really tapped into your own vital primal force and ready to live and ready to just really show up and give it your all. Over the course of this year, there is also a kind of coordinating coherence that is beginning to take shape. And this will be throughout 2025 and into 2026. A reorientation of energy that really has so much to do with the power of your mind and attention, and the ways that your mind and attention gets shaped by your environments and your relationships, your social environments. The need for you to be discerning about who and how you spend your time, energy, attention, and resource is really high. So I've spoken already about this yearning or longing for new and different kinds of friendships and communities and networks, and ways that you are calling in and trying to shape an experience of deeper social belonging, and I might even say social power. And the feeling here is not, again, power over. It's not a sense of necessarily you being able to direct other people all the time, but it is a feeling of you having power in the groups and communities and networks that you are part of. And it should feel to you that your power is equal with others. And that means that there are choices and opportunities that you can access to really take leadership, to come to the front, to give your gifts, to use your voice, to be in your courage and curiosity and directiveness. It also means that there are times when you are totally supported to step back, to be part of a kind of flocking and communal support for other people to be in leadership. The feeling here is exciting, dynamic learning and the kinds of communication that spark new ideas and new pathways for you. Over the course of this year, I think some of you will definitely feel these influences coming in quite strongly, and then you might feel them fade. And over the course of the year, it's really important for you to be tuning in with who and how you are directing your attention with, and then how you feel affected. Some of you are really ready for new friends. Some of you are really ready for new colleagues or social networks to be a part of. Some of you are ready for the friends and colleagues that you already have to transform and for some kind of new projects to begin, or the momentum to shift, or the attitude to evolve. And I think that over the course of this year, there will be multiple opportunities for you to assess and discern around your relationships. And it's really important right now that you are giving a lot of curiosity and awareness to how you feel in others' company. You have choice in your relationships, and I know it doesn't always feel like that, especially in relationships that are long-standing, that are familial, or where some kind of exchange of power is present and you feel hooked or dependent, or others are dependent on you. But I want to really affirm that you have choice. Even within the relationships that feel sticky or hard to navigate, there is always choice. You can assert wider boundaries. You can ask for more intimacy. You can change the way that you're moving. You can ask others to change the ways that they're moving. Obviously, collaboration is a multiplayer game, and just because you know what you want or are able to ask for it clearly doesn't mean that other people will be able to meet you or that that will be in their best interest. So this is also a period of time when there will be negotiations and back and forths between what you are needing and working towards and what others are needing and working towards. And your relationships are going through a massive transformation, particularly in kind of the area of time around Aries season and into the middle of the year. And I'll talk more about that in the next section. But throughout this year, you are really needing to check in with yourself about what feels good and what doesn't feel good when it comes to your relationships. And I'm going to say, especially the relationships where you are giving a lot of your resource, time, energy, attention, and money. The last thing that I'm going to say in this big picture of 2025 is that this is an opportunity year for a lot of you to let go of a lot of the ways that you might have felt yourself being a perfectionist or hypercritical or working too hard for the wrong things at the wrong times. You know what this feeling is for you. You know when you feel like you are sabotaging yourself because you are so focused on particular details and you can't let them go. This is a period of time that is asking you to really trust a bigger intelligence and support that is moving through you. The work of ancestral remembering and prayer and communing with nature and connecting with your own highest self or greatest spirit or essence is going to be so important for you with this, because in order for you to let go of where you are doing more than you need to or getting hyper fixated on critique or perfectionism, you have to be able to relax and surrender and trust into something else. And this year really wants you to do that. And so I want to say that any circumstances that you might have over the course of the year that feel like situations come up that impede what you're trying to do, or that make it impossible for you to be so perfectionist. And one of those kinds of situations might be, let's say you get sick. Happens to everybody. Let's say you get sick and you're working with a deadline and you need to just let go and know that you are going to be able to give what you can as you can, but you also really need to be able to let yourself rest and restore and rejuvenate and recover. And any circumstances that feel like they are stopping you from doing the best job that you possibly can, however you want to think about that, these are circumstances that are asking you to do something else. And that something else is surrender, relax, go with the flow, and open yourself widely to support that you might not even know is there. And I'm going to say especially community support, as well as the support of the unseen. Highest self, guides, guardians, ancestors, angels, etc. Along these same lines and same themes, this is a year to really tune in with the ways that your body needs to
relax. And the more that you can give yourself time and space where you are in some kind of quality of communion. And what comes up for me when I say that is the way that I feel when I'm in big nature, like when I'm at the ocean or in the middle of a forest. I just feel like I get to lose myself a little bit, and my mind gets really quiet, and I get to really feel like I'm part of my environment. Now, I've also been able to feel this in the middle of really big cities. Sometimes I go find a public area, I sit down on a bench, and I just let all the sounds and the smells and the vibrations of the environment kind of wash over me and relax the feeling of being, a goal-oriented individual with a name and a place that I'm headed and things like that. So however you can get that feeling of retreat, of solitude, of quietude, of vastness and communion and connection with what is bigger than you, that will help you so much this year. And it will bring in so much creativity for you. You will have insights and guidance as to really what you want and what you need, particularly when it comes to these themes of belonging and networks and family. And this will also be important periods of time when you get quiet like that, where you probably will get some kind of inspiration around what your next steps need to be as we journey through this bridge year.
Okay, that's what I have for you today. If you enjoyed this reading, it is an excerpt from your 2025 extended year ahead, which includes an additional 2+ hours of in-depth exploration for navigating this year's most important transits, retrogrades, and eclipses. You can purchase that reading and access it today through the link in the show notes below. For anyone who's interested in joining some of Embodied Astrology's live virtual events, we have some upcoming in Aquarius season that you definitely don't want to miss. On January 29th, which is the Aquarius new moon, join Ramon Parrish and me for a members-only event where we'll be looking at Pluto's recent entry into Aquarius and what this means for the next 20 years. On February 9th, the author, artist, and intuitive Janata Petrus is holding her monthly full moon artistic alchemy class. Take this opportunity to tune in with the influences and creative guidance of the Leo full moon. Finally, on February 15th, Sherry Taylor and Ari Felix will be leading a workshop on Saturn and Pisces and astrology for world building. You can also find me every Monday in Somatic Space, where we work with the astrology of the week ahead as guidance for gentle and healing movement and meditation practices. All of our events are available by recording if you can't attend live. We offer tiered pricing and scholarships to everything, including memberships, and no one is ever turned away for lack of funds. Find more information in the show notes or at embodiedastrology.com.